It was very disheartening. It was disappointing. It was kind of a shock to see that and what had happened.
It has been a month since several University of Michigan fraternities and sororities wreaked havoc on 2 northern Michigan ski resorts. The damage has since been cleaned up, but the investigation into those responsible is far from over. In January, students did more than $125,000 in damage between Treetops Resort in Gaylord and Boyne Highlands in Harbor Springs. This is how students left Treetops Resort when they were escorted off the property. Ceiling tiles smashed into the floors, light fixtures ripped out of the walls, and days of cleanup. Since that day, checks have been cashed, but police haven't arrested anyone. And many want those who did this to be held responsible. In tonight's special report, 9 and 10's Alyssa Gambla and Aaron Malone talked to Treetops and to U of M students to see how that weekend has impacted student life.
I can guarantee as long as I'm here, we will not deal with this again. I mean, it's no fun for anybody involved. For us, the big message we need to get out there is everything's okay.
Thousands of dollars in repairs and weeks of work later, Treetops looks good as new. But it's been a long road. Although Sigma Alpha Mu has started to reimburse Treetops, they're not off the hook.
If I came into your home and did that, I would be arrested and, held accountable for it. And that's the same way we feel about it. There's a whole lot of other things that people need to be held accountable for, and given the opportunity, we will press charges.
It's not okay to come up to northern Michigan and tear up an establishment, a business, and walk away. I've never seen anything this bad. It's an active investigation. There was over 200 people there during the party, so obviously it'll take some time to interview all those people, identify them, and see who saw what.
Now, what happened here just about a month ago at Treetops is now having an impact on student life over in Ann Arbor.
I know that the students overall involved in Greek life are just extremely disappointed that this image from this weekend gone awry would be the image that lingers in Michigan for Greek life at the University of Michigan. More has to be done to restore our reputation in northern Michigan for our students, because this is a black eye for our students and to some extent for the University of Michigan.
If you have the benefits of the Block M, there comes a set of expectations and standards with the Block M. It really does reflect poorly on our expectations for them, and pretty adamant that there needs to be serious consequences for this kind of breach.
The national organizations of all 6 fraternities and sororities involved suspended their U of M chapters. But students involved in Greek life are cleaning up after the behavior of their classmates.
And a lot of businesses are being really apprehensive of funding us right now, of supporting us and sponsoring us. So it's definitely become like a negative light, and it's going to be a lot more difficult.
We've been talking a lot about how we can turn all of this into a real positive experience for our community and where we can go, because this is clear that we do have a lot of opportunities for growth as a community.
I didn't even recognize Treetops at that point. I'd walked down those hallways so many times, and after seeing those pictures of the rooms and the ceiling tiles all over the floor, I was amazed that some place could just be completely transformed in a single night, just like that. Just the disregard for all the damage they did. They're like, oh yeah, we'll just pay it off. It wasn't a big deal to us. I just was kind of like, there's no way that people up north can just look at it and be like, oh yeah, they'll just pay it off. It's not a big deal. To them, it's like, you're disrespecting our property. You're disrespecting our community, our foundation of what we're built on. It just kind of amazed me.
Treetops says they're just ready for all of this to come to an end.
We're in the business of running a resort, and we want to move on and do that. We're beyond this. It's business as usual. We want to put this behind us. People have asked us about the investigation and all this stuff. All of that stuff is in the hands of the state police.
Troopers say charges could likely result, but the investigation could take months. Alyssa Gambla for 9 and 10 News at 6.